Are live. Welcome, boys. In America, it's the Eric and Rodney show with Robin, presented by Offensively Creative and Dinsmore Steel. I'm America's sweetheart, Eric Ryan. I own Offensively Creative. We have Rod. He's the PEO god. And you know what? He owns Dinsmore Steel. We also have the Thriller from Manila, who sends questionable pictures through the internet. We found out in the green room. Robin Valdez, and the owner of Knowledge Hub Media, Paul Guenther. Welcome back.
What's up, guys?
Ooh, yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, Paul. It's always a pleasure and a treasure to have you.
Yeah, you're the permanent Wednesday guest.
I appreciate it.
So thank
Let's
you.
start a cult.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's start a cult with Paul. Listen, we have a lot to cover today, a lot of interesting things, but as you know, every day is a reason to celebrate here in the United States, and today's no different. Today, it's National Peanut Day. Oh, the peanuts. Isn't the peanut a treasure? Wouldn't our lives be emptier without the goddamn peanut? Don't you think?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches wouldn't be so good.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be a lot worse. Peanuts, though, I think they're pretty American. Is there a lot of peanut butter action over there in the Philippines there, Robin?
I love peanuts.
You do? You love peanut butter?
Yep. We have our own version, but it's like they make it way too sweet. Filipinos in general have a very big sweet tooth. That's why we make like spaghetti with hot dogs and syrup. It's weird.
Oh, whoa,
you guys are going to love Ozempic.
Yeah.
One more. I didn't know that. So hot dogs are weird enough, but you also put like maple syrup on your spaghetti?
Just like a bunch of sugar. It's weird. Syrup, sugar, anything, just as long as it makes it sweet.
Anything goes in a third world nation. You know who loves peanuts, though? George Washington Carver. Did you know that this man came up with 300 different ways to use a peanut? 300!
So I think it would be appropriate to call him Mr. Peanut.
Unfortunately, that name was already taken. He owns a lot.
Can I ask you a question about this gentleman?
Oh, yeah, George Washington
Let me
Carver.
just take a wild guess here. George Washington Carver, he was 22 in this photo?
He was very young.
But you ever notice, like in the old pictures, like he was 12.
Oh,
he's
these
like
guys.
12.
Yeah, right.
I thought he was 82. You know what I mean?
Old
yeah,
as
like-
can be.
Athletes
Right.
too. If you like Terry Bradshaw at 22 was bald. He had
Right.
very bizarre how people used to look.
As great as
Yeah.
peanuts are, you realize, man, you can't bring those things near a school now because all these allergies. It's like, dude, you bring like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in with lunch for your kid or something. They have like the police there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
escorting you out. It's like, dude, peanuts
That's a thing now.
are highly allergic.
I have
Oh
a
my God,
question.
Robin.
Can I ask a question since I'm sans the children? A couple of things. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I grew up in the South, so maybe we just dealt with it. I don't recall everyone I ever met until I think it was a 7-year-old named Skylar, I believe was his name.
Sounds about right.
I never heard of a peanut allergy.
And now everyone has.
Skylar
Now
fucked
everyone
it up,
has
man.
one. So I got to
Yeah.
believe that a school of 300, 400 kids, somebody might have had it.
I blame. See, it's very hard for white people to be victims, so we have to create things like peanut allergies,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
gluten allergies.
Right.
There's a litany of things. There's a theory, and everyone who I know that has any background in science says this is total bullshit. But some people have speculated that our food is so clean, our environment's so clean, our houses are so clean that our immune system is bored, so it just decided to attack something, and it settled on the peanut.
Right.
Which
Fair play.
The gluten one is new too. You know, the last 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Peanuts, gluten.
It was
I heard a
lactose.
theory.
I mean,
Yeah.
I heard a
lactose,
theory.
right?
I'll
right.
share with you guys here. I'm not saying I endorse it, but a nice gentleman named Alex Jones said that he thought it might be to the COVID shot and the 5G with the peanut stuff. But I don't want to say that's what it is.
So the world's most foremost scientist, Alex Jones, is speculating that. Oh, I thought it was for mind control, but as it turns out, it's for the peanut industry.
Yeah,
You
who knows? And it's bizarre. The man works in mysterious ways.
He does. He's also
That's right.
300 pounds and owns a fat loss pill, which is conceptually bizarre. My issue, I like the peanut. I think the peanut's given us a lot, but I think if you have a mixed nut like tin, that the peanuts are getting eaten last. I think every other nut is
I
superior.
agree. I agree, man.
It's a
Dude,
filler
if you buy mixed nuts, look at the ingredients. It's like 70% peanuts, and then
Because
you
the-
get like a
makes-
little bit. You macadamia nuts, you get like two.
Oh,
You
I
get
know,
like
this
two
is
of
so
them.
expensive.
It's expensive. It's an expensive.
I have a
nut.
question for everyone here.
Yeah.
It's a short one. What's everyone's favorite nut?
Oh,
'Cause I can't say peanut because that's a specific
Pistachio.
type of nut.
Oh,
Absolutely.
pistachio is
You're a good man,
good
Paul. Now
A lot
hold
of
on.
work.
You want to
Shell.
crack them or do you want them
Shell. I want them in the
Okay.
shell.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
shell.
Why
Way
do
better.
they-
Way different.
Yeah, that's a good.
They are.
But why do
Dude,
they
I-
spice
I-
them red? Mm.
I feel like they get like oxidized or something. Like after they're out of the shell for too long, they don't taste the same. They taste
No.
like
Paul,
more like a
Amanda
cashew.
loves your haircut.
Oh, your hair looks great.
Oh,
Nobody, thanks,
Thank
man.
you, Amanda. That's actually my hairdresser. So
It
that
It does look great.
great
You
comment.
know what? Here's a question for Amanda. Amanda, out of the rest of us, excluding Paul, because we know where he is and what condition he's in. Which two of us besides Eric, between me and Robin, have the best gray hair?
that's an excellent point.
Uh,
Cashews. I do love cashews, but
Cashews
I
are incredible.
think, my nut is going to be. Do you say pecan or pecan? I think that's the superior nut. It's
pecan
I don't
If
nuts.
it's your
yeah.
favorite, you can say whatever you'd like.
pecan pie.
All right.
Pecan pie.
Peak.
What have you had over there, Robin? Have you had any nuts?
Salted cashews do it for me.
Mm.
I don't like
Talk
almonds.
right.
Oh, and I'll tell Amanda knows her shit. She knows her
Yeah,
shit.
that's right.
She
So
is
Amanda
good.
is now
You
my
gotta give her
favorite
some props.
viewer.
No,
Her and
no, you-
Garrett.
Wow.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm going to answer my favorite nut.
Okay. So wait, can
Oh.
we just? I'm going pecan. Robin, what are you doing?
Pecan.
Salted cashews. Cashew.
Cashew. Okay, so cashew and
Cashew.
Robin and Alex, and then
Wait, we can pick stuff added to the nut too.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
salted, like
Go
honey
crazy.
roasted peanut. That's pretty good.
yeah.
You
Top
know,
left. I do have better hairstyle.
That's true. That's true.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I had the best gray. That's where I was
yeah.
headed with it.
No question.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can add things to the nuts. So what are you going? Are you changing up your answer, Paul?
I go honey roasted peanut. I like those things, man.
Wait, you're
I
going
like-
back
you know,
to
I-
the peanut? Oh,
He's
yeah.
going back to
now
peanut.
I will
We
because
lost
when
him.
you add stuff to peanuts,
Yeah.
it's better than when you add stuff to other nuts.
That's
That's
category.
Hold on
seem
a
to be
second.
the
Can
only-
I help you all?
Yep.
Let me help you all. Have you had almonds with anything on them?
Yeah,
Just going to
yeah,
throw it out here. They make them with chocolate.
those
Yeah,
are yeah, with the little chocolate
they're
dust.
good.
Oh shit,
It's
that's
like crack
pretty good.
cocaine.
Yo,
Yeah,
wasabi,
I
wasabi
ate an entire
almonds.
bag.
I was just gonna say, wasabi is such a good
Wasabi
fucking
almonds.
almond dust.
I seem to be the only person that hates chocolates with nuts in them.
You're
I've never-
insane. You're fucking
yeah.
insane. Chocolate
Yeah,
covered
you're on-
nuts
you're
are
on.
one of the. It's a delight. They're
Dude,
not,
give me
I
a
wouldn't
give me
die on that
Hershey's
island.
Hershey's with almonds any day of the week. I'll take
Oh my
it, man.
God.
I still
Yeah.
like those things.
Robin, maybe it's because you have bullshit chocolate over there. There has to be something wrong because I'm telling you, it's
I-
unbelievable.
The taste of chocolate is so
Paul,
pure.
TJ
So like
says
when you
your
add
hair-
something to it, it just tastes
Oh,
adulterated.
TJ, good man.
Why does is Paul? I mean, Paul, your hair looks fine, but your hair's blowing up the internet right now.
I'll tell you.
Apparently so.
There's something about this style. Amanda's a great stylist. I gotta tell
No,
you.
she is.
She really
And
is.
I don't feel less masculine saying stylist either. I'll tell
I
you
go to
that
a hair
right now.
salon. Why would I go to a
Yeah, I
barber?
got-
You go to a hair salon, get touch ladies, have some
Yeah,
wine.
that's true.
And plus, the male to female ratio at a hair salon is about 1 to 100.
Wait,
Yeah, you go to a barbershop, it's all dudes. It's nothing
Yeah, it's
like
true.
the Eddie Murphy
right.
barbershops where they're talking.
no. There's
Do your
nothing
barbers
funny
in America-
happening. Yeah,
Do your barbers in America give you complimentary back massages?
that's
What are you're getting a happy ending at a barbershop, Robin.
Yeah.
We do in the
That's-
Philippines, Eric.
Wow.
I might also add most of the barbers in America are male as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
that is
I don't
true.
even really want the complimentary back massage.
Yeah.
I have a question
I
or an
would
update,
pass.
really. Just a real quick update. I know everyone was worried sick about it. Just a couple of New York things, real quick. We are without a quarterback again.
Oh my god! Wow.
Well, not we, but the Jets are. I'm not part of the Jets. They haven't
Oh.
asked me to play yet. Perhaps
4
at this
plays,
point.
$200 million. What did they give him? A lot of money. I think this
Yeah.
is it.
So interestingly enough, I don't know if you guys saw it today. I'm going to send it around later. Is someone has taken the liberty of making Aaron Rodgers' Jet highlights film. It's literally him running onto the field, and then 4 plays later.
As a
Yes,
Patriots
yeah.
fan, I couldn't be happier about this. Fuck the Jets. I do feel a little bad because 4 plays in is pretty devastating. Like everyone said they were Super Bowl contenders.
Here's
Now
the
you're-
crazier news.
Yeah.
Crazier news all around is that it is a 2-year deal,
Yep.
and it does not look as though he'll be back next year.
He's not going to rehab this shit. He's 40 years old. You're gonna do all
I
that
think
work?
he'll rehab it. He can't go out like that. This is the best guy of
he's
our
cool.
generation. Besides,
Remember
Brady,
when we had
right?
Brett Favre?
He's
I
after
think he
Brady's
played like a
generation.
game and a half.
Brady's the
how
best.
is this guy's hair? Can we
He's
tell that?
the second best.
There he is.
Yeah, Brett Favre. Yeah, he missed a lot of the season. I remember that.
Remember
But-
that
But
when
Aaron
Brett Favre,
Rodgers, man. Oh,
you
that
remember
guy
when Brett
can
Favre
play.
came here? Everybody was like, Super Bowl, we're gonna. And I remember when
Yeah,
everybody
right.
was all worked up about Darrell Revis. So I'm like, I don't know if we get was he a corner? I'm like, is the corner really gonna take us to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the
I
corner's
don't
not
know. They
going to
don't
do it.
score points.
Revis Island?
Yeah.
Revis Island.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
I mean,
was
that's
gonna say,
great.
Darrell Revis has one ring. Do you know what team that ring is from?
The bats.
That's
The bats.
right.
No, but Eric, listen, hear me out, right? Just brainstorming here. I know this isn't a sports show, but I'm just
It could be.
I'm doing a little armchair quarterbacking here.
Yep.
I said during the season, don't trade for Aaron Rodgers. They said, why in the world would you not do that, RS? I said, because he's my age.
Right.
I found out he's not my age. He's a little bit younger, but it doesn't matter.
His Achilles are
said-
very old.
That's right. If you get
He
him
is-
here, get rid of the boy, Zachary. Send
But
him
the
on
boy-
his way.
The boy's still here, and the
They
boy
kept
beat the
him.
Bills. The boy beat the
But
Bills.
maybe the boy learned a lot over the summer.
Let me tell
Maybe
you
you
something.
learned a lot about
Uncle
how to-
Rico and me could have gone out there and quarterback with that. Have you seen Garrett Wilson? If you put it in the air, he'll catch it.
This is all
Yeah.
true.
Well,
This is
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Yeah. And you
And
got
by the
Sauce
way,
Gardner.
nobody said this. I just want to say something for Aaron Rodgers. This is a badass, tough dude. He tears his Achilles. He stands back. Most guys are on the ground in pain. They're all over, squirming around. He stands back up. He just calmly sits back down. Just gets down. It's torn my Achilles.
It's all that ayahuasca.
They want to cart him off. He's like, don't even fucking cart me off. I'll walk to the sideline. He's like, it's embarrassing to get carted off the field. I'll wait. I'll get on this.
I'll give him that. But here's my thing with Aaron Rodgers. Everyone thinks he's so great. He has as many rings as Trent Dilfer. He has
He
one
does.
more ring than I do. So
He does.
like, it's not, dude.
He does.
It's a
But
championship.
Peyton Manning only has 2, and he arguably won neither of those Super Bowls. I mean, he had a great defense with Denver.
Oh,
Right?
he's
He didn't
terrible
do
at Denver.
anything. He couldn't throw the ball. And
No.
against Chicago, it was Rex Grossman won the Super Bowl for the
That should have
Colts
been
that year.
that should have been the Patriots' 7th ring. They beat us in the AFC Championship game in devastating fashion. But the Bears didn't belong.
Oh,
They're
that was
fucking
bad.
terrible.
But I'll just say this about Tom Brady, right? And about work ethic. I think Tom, right, had a strong work ethic. I'm not suggesting Aaron doesn't practice, but I've seen him at a lot of concerts.
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't
little
recall seeing Tom out much.
Right. Did you see on a Hard Knocks? They're playing silly little games, hitting the pylon with the footballs. Tom Brady wouldn't do that shit. He's out being pliable, banging supermodels.
Right.
That's what you do as Tom
Stretching.
Brady, winning
Yeah.
rings, stretching. Robin,
Yeah.
do you have
Are there-
any
But then,
comments on American
I
football?
always get lost in American football, but are there
but
any
then
incentives
Tom
for like?
Brady's also doing weird shit. Like he's like doing like yoga on the plane, like stretching out, doing Pilates. I mean,
prefer
I-
him.
look,
Seven Super Bowl
greatest
rings.
ever,
Let him
greatest
do
ever.
Pilates on the plane. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's got 7
Yeah.
rings. Everyone's like, "Oh,
Right,
Montana has 4. Montana has 4."
Yeah, I know.
7 more.
I'm so sick of the Montana truthers. Great. He was great for the
he
time.
was fun.
He was great for the but come on.
You know what else I'm sick of talking about is people telling me how great Vinny Testaverde was. I didn't think he was that great. I don't think the Jets have ever been great. I
The
really
last
don't.
2
I wish
days-
Gary V would buy them.
No.
The
know what I
last
mean?
2 days, the Testaverde talk has been through the roof. Remember Vinny
everyone loves
Testaverde?
Testaverde.
They
my
were
favorite.
like as if the Jets were going to win the Super Bowl that year. So it was
Yeah, they were like Vinny Testaverde. Vinny Testaverde. Come on, guys.
He's my favorite Italian quarterback. He was just tremendous. Do we have anything? Do you want to talk about the news, or do you want to?
There are no. Well, a couple of the
Oh,
stories
yeah,
I
okay.
contributed to today, didn't I?
No, you really.
Yeah, yes, you did. Very
That's
important
right.
stories.
That's right.
Paul's hair.
All right,
looks
let's
cool.
hear him.
Yeah. What's
Wait, I'm curious. Are there any incentives for like faking an injury in American football, or is that only like a?
Well, there is. Actually, now
Soccer
that I'm
thing.
glad you asked. You can take the $200 million and go home and rest.
That's true. If you're Aaron Rodgers, there you go. Fake an injury.
If you have if your
Well,
money's
there you go.
guaranteed, well, yeah. I mean, once you're paid,
You know
for
what
that
happened?
year,
He got a
you're-
text message and they said there's an open spot at the darkness retreat. Get down here. I
Right.
Oh my
say
God,
no
my
more.
Achilles is killing me.
he's
And
Say
doing
less.
ayahuasca right now.
ayahuasca.
trying to
Oh
get
man,
past
I
this
want to
one.
go do some ayahuasca. Oh shit.
I'd be too.
Me and you.
I really would like to. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you know what the problem is with the ayahuasca? Is that you purge, so you like puke all over yourself and shit all over
Yeah.
yourself, and then you get to see God. If we could just,
I want to
figure out-
do it. I want to then do it in a shower. I want to have a shower with multiple heads and do it. And then once all
I
that's
thought
done,
about
I'll get
that.
out. I'll put clothes on and I'll enjoy myself.
That makes a lot
I
more
thought
sense.
about
That's what
that,
I'm
but I
gonna
have an idea to fix it. Is that we fast for 2 days prior.
Oh, so there's nothing to shit
There you
out.
go.
There you go.
Nothing to come up. It's straight to the Lord, straight to him, straight to the.
Yeah,
Mother
straight to
Earth.
God, straight to licking God. You know what makes sense about that too? You know when you give blood, you get drunk faster. You know if you don't eat, you
Yeah.
get drunk faster. If we didn't eat, we would get high right away. No puking, no
That's right.
shitting. Oh,
Right.
God, again, all you do is give. Genius ideas to the world. All right, what do we
That's
got?
So this story is actually yours, Rodney. So a few weeks ago, we talked about an unnamed Japanese man who spent about 20K to transform himself into a border collie.
Yes.
We have an update, and he has some demands. So he wants to do his own movies. That's his first demand, and he also wants to find himself a mate. Now we do have to educate ourselves because last time we called him a furry. The right term is Therian because furries have sex with other people. And until he finds a mate, we can't call him that yet.
Yeah.
Is he saying he'll have sex with other border collies then? that the idea?
Well, he wants to have sex with other women in border collie costumes.
In border collie costumes.
Get up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen, he's freaky. He ain't that freaky. As far as I know.
Yeah. He's not crazy. I mean, he's just
No.
wants
But
to
I
be a
will.
border collie.
I'd argue.
Border collies are smart dogs, though. I mean, if you're gonna pick a dog to be, they're smart dogs.
Yeah. Why would he want to be a husky? I like huskies. I have an affinity for them, as you all know.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. You have to be a big dog if you're going to be human and a dog. A human can't be a.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Let me ask you another question. I'm just curious about, right? So I'm not dating anymore. I'm obviously married, but when I was dating, I was just thinking out loud here. If I told a girl I want to dress up as a dog, I want you to take pictures of me, I feel like she would be in on it or into it.
You've got to
Whoever's
get
taking these pictures.
right.
Because remember, he was with a female that was walking him before. Surely she wants to dress up.
Yeah. You can't be with anyone that's going to kink shame because this is one of the deeper.
Yeah. This is It's not just spicing it up in the bedroom when you have to dress up like another mammal and get down on all fours like that, and
Well, that's what he said too. He said it's physically taxing being on all fours all the time. And I can imagine. Have you ever had, like in football, you ever do a bear crawl or something? That's exhausting.
That's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
This guy's walking around all day.
Where's this guy? South Korea?
He's Japanese.
Japanese. Where's he getting the New York Post? They guess the Post is over there too. Jesus Christ! I mean, I know the New York Times will be over there, but the Post.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you,
this
is why, because he has 50,000 followers on YouTube. He's a YouTube sensation right now.
I guess if you turn yourself into an animal, yeah.
I have an idea. Let's get him on the show in full regalia.
He's too big for this.
But wait, hold on. Here's a question I did have. I didn't read the article. I because I read the first one. Does he talk or does he bark?
Right.
How does he communicate with
others?
character?
He is committed. He walks on all fours all day long. Like he is committed to this act, which is respectable.
Does he bring his back? He brings his back leg up, just like
right. Oh, is he
scratching himself? Really scratching himself?
Well, because I'm thinking if a woman comes up and pets him and she's like, "Oh, you look like a good boy," he could be like that. Like, I am a good boy, and by the way, I'm looking for a friend. Are you interested in dropping 20 grand on a costume? But he's not going to get that point across if he's barking.
What is the crotch sniffing etiquette for a male in a dog costume? Are you still allowed to do that? Just sniff other dogs? Maybe that's.
Can I just say one other thing too?
It depends on how you identify. But it depends on how you identify because we don't know if he's a male or female dog.
That's true.
And
that's true.
I think that would change which crotches. I mean, it's not appropriate for humans to sniff any.
He doesn't identify as a canine, though. I was reading. The other thing is that I'm not one to criticize. But those paws don't look real to me.
No, the paws, it falls apart at the paws. It really does. Those are like no dog. What the fuck? Those are furry feet. That shit would be on a mascot.
Not a bad looking dog though.
No, he looks good, right?
It's a pretty good looking dog.
If I were a dog, if I were a female dog.
You do it?
I don't know.
You'd hit it?
I think so.
That's a $14,000 costume, so you better be careful. Don't.
Yeah, it's expensive. He's tiny. He must be tiny. The guy inside. We've never seen him, right?
That's a good point. No American could pull this off because we're too fat. We would have to be, I don't know, a hippopotamus, gazelle.
But he's even got like that wet mark up there that looks like his fur's kind of like wet and like matted a little bit. Like it looks pretty real. I gotta give him that.
Speaking of kink shaming too, though, has it ever, like, I think about this a lot, like dudes that, there's a lot of, some people like to be peed on. What is that first conversation like? How do you bring that up? How did this guy go to his mate and go, listen, I'm a border collie, and then she sticks with him? I'm just fascinated with that first conversation.
Right. Well, I think a lot of the kinks they're in the bedroom only. And that's usually why, like, they maybe they're all right, maybe they're not, depending on what people want. But when your kink is, I'm a different animal, and I wear a costume all day and walk around. I don't talk. Yeah. I'm probably going to sniff crotches, as you said. Yeah, I don't know if that works.
I'm gonna piss in the house.
We spoke about this before. Like, if you pick a character, you have to stay committed to what that character is. You have to be like 100% in it.
Yeah, that's the only way it works in comedy and in life. If you're gonna be a border collie, you're gonna be a fucking border collie. Like there's no half-assing this. I wouldn't imagine.
Like if there's a thunderstorm, he's got to be like all scared.
Yeah, he's got to run away.
On the couch, like shaking and stuff like that. He
looks dead behind his eyes.
He does. It's an okay costume. It's really not for $14,000. I expect a little bit more.
Do you think he asks his girlfriend to run the vacuum once in a while?
Yeah,
just so you can get all like shaken up, just run around, bark. Because that'd probably be fun in the bedroom.
Imagine this.
I bet that's fun in the bedroom. The vacuum.
Yeah. Imagine this, right? Imagine that you're a serial killer and you break in on this guy. I would be like, you know what? I have really messed up this time. I'm out of here.
He's like, I have not killed an animal since I was 12. I'm way past animals as a serial killer. I can't do this.
What happens? Do you think he goes to the dog park and are other dogs humping this? Like, he
looks like he's at the dog park. That's what I was thinking. It looks kind of like a dog park with that.
Don't dogs hump each other at the dog park? Does he have to hump other dogs? Because again, to Robin's point, you really have to be committed to this. But how committed does one go?
Can I tell you a secret? I don't believe this. When I walk Hefe, oddly enough, even at a senior age of 9, he still tries to hump other animals.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course.
If you came over, he might even try to get your leg.
Yeah,
he doesn't discriminate. A lot of things go on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of humping.
You know who loves humping things? Dogs and adult adult men. So like you put those two together, I imagine this thing's doing a lot of humping. Also, this goes to show that dog people are way crazier than cat people. You've got it. Everyone thinks cat people are crazy. Cat people can't pull this shit off. Cat people would not pull this shit off.
I think we just said the cat ladies were crazy, not cat people. Yeah.
You talk about how small you have to be in the dog suit, to be in the cat suit. I mean, Jesus, you have to have real problems. I mean,
I was watching.
You might as well become a cat if you're that small. I mean, at least do.
I was watching a show once, and it was about big cats, and the lady on there was dead serious with this question, and she goes, "Well, how come we can't have cats the size of us?" And the guy looks at her and he goes, "Because they would eat you." Next. It's like, yikes. This woman's
like a lion? Is she referring to a lion or a tiger?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, we have those.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to this article? I don't know if you want to move on to the pharmacy.
This is going to take a while as well.
No.
So we know pharmacists. Yes, by Rodney. You take all the credit. So pharmacists, they have to go to college for like 8 years before they can even do
I thought it was 12.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Longer than it should be.
Yeah.
We've talked about pharmacists several times on the show. I still don't really know what they do, but except that they give us our prescriptions. But now, according to the news, they can't even get that right. So they give the wrong doses, wrong medications, and are held completely unaccountable.
There's no governing body where you're supposed to report errors to, so they're just speculating that there's about 5 million errors a year from pharmacists, some with deadly consequences. 10% of malpractice suits against pharmacists result in death. 10%! Like they said, one motherfucker confused prednisone for Prilosec. That's a pretty big deal. One person said you should take the medication twice a day instead of twice a week. That was a pretty big deal. Some people are getting refills on the wrong medication. They're just using the wrong shit for months. Here's what blows my mind, though. We don't have a single payer healthcare system. The healthcare in the United States is wildly expensive, and then we can't even get the medication right. Like, if you pay a lot of money, shouldn't you get the best version of that thing? They're fucking up orders like McDonald's. It's everyone should read this article. It is.
And if they give you a bottle like that with all those different pills in the same bottle, you got to be like, there's something wrong here, man. This is not what it should be.
I'm glad you brought this up. because this is what they were doing. I believe it was at Walgreens. So to Rodney's point, what the fuck does a pharmacist do, right? Because they don't make the medication. In this case, Walgreens was hiring low-paid techs that would fill the shit, count the shit, take a picture of the shit, show the picture to the pharmacist, and he go, yeah, that looks right. That's the chain of command for making sure that you have the correct medication that could either kill you or save your life. Holy shit. What is the pharmacist doing?
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what's crazy is like I used to work at a restaurant when I was younger, and I used to have to get people's drinks. And once in a while, if people oddly believe it, I would substitute Diet Mountain Dew for Mountain Dew, and people would get crazy. No one died.
No,
I was threatened oftentimes, but no one passed. And I didn't have to go to school at all.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Man.
Oddly enough.
That's
there
great.
was no beverage training.
So you talk about 12 years, 8 years minimum, I guess, for pharmacy school. What the fuck are these people doing? Why wouldn't you just go to med school?
Exactly.
Med school's 3 years, and you make a lot more money, and you help people probably a lot more than you do as a pharmacist who's giving out all these random pills in the same bottle to people. And they're taking them and they're getting all fucked up. I don't know.
I have an idea. Why don't the drug companies just get rid of the pharmacies, make machines, and then we can do it ourselves? I got to be honest with you. I think doctors largely are becoming inefficient and useless altogether. Maybe the surgeons and stuff. And you notice when you go to the doctor, if you have to have surgery, they're like, "Who's your surgeon?" And I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going to use for this one.
Why are there traffic guns?
Yeah, I mean, let's address these commenters. Yeah, that's a terrible picture. Why the fuck? Like, why are the pills?
Right. There was like a Micro Machines truck that drove by. Right?
Yeah.
You see the truck treads and
they've
the cones.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like, too. I mean, I've said this on the show a million times. I said it yesterday. The United States represents 5% of the world population. We consume 90% of the world's pharmaceuticals. No one's Googling the pills. We should be. I totally agree with you. But as Americans, we love eating fucking medicine, which maybe puts a little bit of a strain on the pharmacist profession, since we're eating pills collectively all the time, all day, every day.
Right.
Yeah, like why is there, this is again like fuck libertarians. You think the free market's going to solve the problems? It's not. There's no regulation. There should be wild regulation with everything because everyone's a big fucking dumb idiot. I mean, Jesus.
I have another idea if I could share it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we write the name, these ridiculous names, on the peel?
Yeah, that would
right.
be cool.
That way we know.
Like when I used to buy ecstasy, there was little Nike symbols, there was Gucci symbols, there was a lightning bolt, there was a happy face. I knew what kind of ecstasy. This occurred to me too. I've been buying street drugs for a long time. Never have I been killed. So I think like street.
But you knew your drugs. You knew your drugs.
Never were like, oh my god, is this a Quaalude or an ecstasy pill?
Right.
What is it?
Right.
Right.
If you were looking for a little purple football and somebody gave you a big blue circle, you're like, this is not correct. Right?
This is incorrect, sir.
I would go to the street pharmacist and they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me correct this for you. Whereas these assholes are pretending, they're burying it, they're making mistakes, keeping it from the regulatory body that doesn't exist. It's crazy.
Right.
Wait, and they're printing 45 pieces of documentation to give to you.
Nobody.
They're like, if you have any questions after reading this, after I read it. Are you on drugs?
Why not a giant vending machine, right? With all the pills in different little like metal boxes. And then you punch in the number of the thing and it spits it out. You say, I need 15 Prilosec, and it gives you 15 Prilosec. Is that not a way to solve the problem?
Someone's going to come with a truck and take the machine.
Well, hold on a second. Brainstorming here. Brainstorming session. We could do the visit right from the vending machine for the doctor.
Oh my God.
You walk up, put your card in, and you're like, I don't feel well, doc. I need some whatever.
Yeah. Or hear me out. You go to the doctors, right? The doctor who went to medical school for how long? I don't know, 4 years, 10 years. Fucking, he's smart, right? He's a smart guy. Why doesn't he give you the medicine? Why doesn't he have a big cabinet and go, I'm going to give you 15 Prilosec? And then listen, just have an assistant count out 15 and give it to me.
That's an excellent. And I'll say something. Like, can I just say this? And I'll shut up. I just want to say this one thing. I said that to a doctor one time, and my doctor said to me, well, I only know what to prescribe. I said, right. So if you know what to prescribe, all you got to do is count them out.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you brought that up because though it doesn't really mention this in the article, one logical reason why I think that they always fuck up the prescriptions is doctors always have the goofiest handwriting.
Well, that too. But isn't it? I mean, at this point, isn't it?
It's all electronic now. In the U.S. at least, it's electronic.
They type it in while you're sitting there, and they're like, "Do you use the CVS
But they
by
might use the weird
whatever.
font. Like, what if they use like wingdings when they send
Yeah,
it in
but it's
electronically? Then yeah, maybe people might be fucked up. You know,
They'll be like, I got a peace symbol.
Times New
and
Romans.
and a
There's
left
no stamp.
hand
Times
here.
New Roman or Arial or Calibru.
Yeah,
whatever you say
they
that
need to
thing.
keep the tradition.
I love how old this thing is too. Do you remember It's a Wonderful Life? Have we all seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
You know how the pharmacist like gives the kid the wrong, or he gives the wrong prescription. He's smacking the kid around, fucks up his ear. Like we've known pharmacists are fucking up for the last 100 years at least, and nobody's done anything about it yet, and it's concerning.
It's concerning. And why would you become a 12 years to become a pharmacist? I mean,
Seems crazy.
It was a great gig, but somehow they fucked up counting. They managed to fuck up reading and counting. Like
I guess they're not good enough at math. Maybe med school requires some decent math knowledge. And
too dumb to be a doctor, too dumb to be an accountant,
right?
To be a pharmacist. Oh, maybe that is the problem.
That makes sense.
This is another thing. Once again, everyone should read this fucking article. So part of the problem is that pharmacies are putting quotas on how many prescriptions they fill and how many vaccines they give. Under no circumstance should pharmacists be under any kind of quota. If somebody needs medication, you fill it. If somebody wants a vaccine, you do it. But do not question this shit. What the fuck? It's like an arrest quota. Like you're just making shit up to get your numbers.
It's the FDA. It's because of these controlled substances. 2020, they started these teleclinics where people were just going on and they're getting controlled medicines over the internet very easily without having to, like, basically, like I can look up how to fake that I have ADHD and I'm going to get Adderall, I'm going to get whatever else. And so there were these shortages. There's still shortages of tons of medications that were controlled. And so the FDA put even stricter controls on how many can be manufactured by the actual companies that make the drugs every year, and then how many can be allocated to each pharmacy. And so like some of these things have some, they cause major problems. Now this is only for controlled drugs, but a lot of drugs are controlled. You're not talking about antibiotics here. You can get antibiotics pretty much anywhere, anytime. But
can I get Ozempic? Why is Ozempic prescription only? I don't want to go to the gym. I just want to be thin. Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
I've heard it's not prescription only. I've heard people go to med spas now because it's actually a peptide.
Weight Watchers.
And
Weight Watchers.
It's a peptide. You can just get injected.
Yeah, Weight Watchers does it.
Can you imagine getting bonused on how many pills you're giving people?
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. Yeah. I used to be friends with a lot of pharmaceutical reps, and one of my pharmaceutical friends was I forget what it was, but he worked for Viagra, and he at one point I thought he might make more money than me, and I was like, "What are you selling?" And he told me, and I was like, and he used to say he was selling it. I'm like, "You don't have to sell that stuff." Sells like when AT&T was the only one with the iPhone, and people were like, we're selling these phones. You're not selling anything. You're taking orders.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. It's like when drug dealers think they're good business people. They're like, man, man, I'm doing my business. It's like, dude, you're not doing any business. People just want your drugs. They're seeking you out. If they can't find you, they're trying to find someone else.
2 days. Yeah, you're going.
If someone's calling you at 6 a.m. for your product, for your consumer product, you're not doing much to sell.
Drugs won the drug war with no marketing department, no budget, no army, navy. Like drugs. Not only did drugs win the drug war, they won the drug war. It wasn't even close. We had no chance against the drugs.
Well, Eric, they have a good product. You
know what's sad about that? But you know what's sad about it is I thought for sure that feeble old Nancy Reagan was going to take them down.
Yeah, when she told me. She told me that was my brain on drugs. I was like, "Oh, that looks amazing." My brain
that egg frying.
But you know what I said? Which drug? Say it again.
Yeah, what was it called? Every drug.
Yeah, I know it's right.
Then my mind is already fried.
Yeah, and the way they villainize like people, coke addicts in movies. It's just so unrealistic. Cocaine is the greatest thing. It's just drugs are the best. Drugs are the best.
They are. I'm a big advocate.
Oh, yeah, no, they're great. I highly recommend them. Oh, I will say this: fentanyl fucked everything up. Now I can't have a casual drug problem because I don't want to OD. Like that would be awful. That would ruin my legacy if I OD'd. I got to stick to mushrooms like an animal.
Right.
Well, I think we drove this into the ground, but it's very
without us, LinkedIn Live would die.
No, absolutely. And LinkedIn Live, everyone on this, please read this fucking article because it is
It's insane.
It's totally insane. One of the crazier things I've heard. Okay.
I think we're the only drug pushers on LinkedIn, probably.
Here's the thing. Once again, we're eating 90% of the world's pharmaceuticals. We love drugs, but we're not eating the fun drugs. We're eating Prilosec.
Yeah.
Go do yourself a favor. Get some Molly. All right, have a good time.
Right.
Not here for a long time.
Get some straight MDMA.
Straight MDMA.
Depression.
I mean, there are a lot of options.
MDMA was originally used for marriage counseling. If you went and they were like, "Oh shit, you guys 2 Molly pills," and all
that
of a
was
sudden,
probably great for marriage counseling.
of course it was. It was
amazing for marriage
oh my
counseling.
god! You know how many marriages Molly probably saved? Unbelievable.
Jesus. I think in Oregon or one of those states, they're working on making that legal again for medical purposes. If I'm a psychiatrist in Oregon, I'm going to be the best medical counselor there is.
Oh, absolutely.
MDMA to each go home, have sex.
Yeah.
See if things improve.
Fine, right?
Well, it's funny you say that because there's a service in Maine, where selling of marijuana is illegal. So there's a group of guys that for somewhere between $50 to $500, they're psychics.
Oh.
And if you describe to them what you know of it, they will come to your house and find it.
Wow.
For a fee.
No shit.
Nice.
Maine, very progressive. Maine.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Good
I'm
stuff.
not surprised it's Oregon and Maine pushing these things.
There was my old neighbor used to be a pastor, and he would tell people because he would do like freelance marriage counseling. He was very Christian, and he'd just tell people, if you're going to argue, the one rule has to be you argue naked, and then it's very hard to argue naked, so they wouldn't argue. Same thing with Molly. I think it's tremendous. Like, do you know how many relationships would be saved if you got into a little thing and then you both start rubbing each other's? Oh, and then it's you're fucking. It's fine.
Right.
We had a pill that would save marriages, and we chose not to do it. Unbelievable.
But then,
but
then people also say, like, when you're doing public speaking, just picture the audience naked.
That's
but
always
then
been
what if you? But then what if you do that and you get a hard on? And you're just like, oh crap, man, this isn't good. This is not good.
Yeah,
this is very noticeable. Like, it's one of those
that.
podiums that's just a pole that doesn't have like the whole thing in front of you. Just like, I should not have pictured the audience
Scary
naked.
stuff.
This is a very erection-heavy episode of the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. Yeah. So, all right, let's get off the erections for a couple minutes. What else do we have?
We're already on the sphere of marriage. Now, I think marriage for most men nowadays is seeming very unattractive. Also, most women above 30 who still aren't married are probably unmarried for a reason. Anyways, there's this woman in New York, and she's hitting the streets with a cardboard sign saying, "I'm looking for a husband," because she's given up on dating apps. So, I mean, Rodney, you live in New York. If you can't find someone to date on a dating app, is New York streets you have a better chance?
No.
Well, if you look like this, here's the thing. This is clearly a publicity stunt. There's no way in hell that she has a shortage of men who are not interested in taking her out for a coffee. But she's gotten 10 million views on TikTok with this little publicity stunt, which begs the question, why aren't we using Robin for publicity stunts? We could dress you up like a dog. We could get you in the street with a sign. She has 57,000 followers. We have 6, period. Just 6 people.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
I got to be honest. I think she's telling stories.
Yeah, right. It's the article is fucking ridiculous. She's only doing this because it's a publicity stunt. But the thing here is that they work, and we have to start doing them. So
what's the point though? I guess what is the point? What point is she trying to make?
To get into
she's saying online dating sucks, I guess, or something like that now. And
there's 2 questions
in real life anymore.
I guess the 2 questions posed here is, will Fox recover?
Perfect.
And the second one is, let's spend a slow news day.
Yeah, it is. It is a slow news day. Though they caught that murderer guy right here. I'm in Westchester, man. There's that murder. Did you hear about that guy?
Yeah.
He escaped from a penitentiary around here, actually local county prison. And
wait, I think that's the next story. You're never going to believe that.
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
No, don't even say no more. Say no more.
No, I mean, we can move on. Do you want to we can segue right into that story if you'd like. There's nothing to say here
because we got to get to the memes. I want Paul's opinions.
Is this the same guy? We're gonna find out.
What's his name?
If you're in Pennsylvania, there's this huge manhunt going on for a man called Danilo Cavalcante. That's him.
Oh shit! They found him.
They found him already. Okay.
When did they find him?
This news is outdated.
This morning.
Paul found him this morning.
I found him this morning.
Yeah.
He's in my, yeah, he was hanging out, man. Just in my house.
All right, so this was the guy.
playing games.
Yeah.
This is the guy that crab walked up the wall, right?
Crab
Everyone's seen
walked.
this? Yeah, and then went through razor wire.
This dude has been within a couple miles of my house for like a week and a half. He is this guy's like a magician. Yeah, he
looks
broke
like
into
an
a
actor,
house.
right?
Some dude fired at him 7 times in a house he broke into. He still managed to get away from that and steal a firearm, leave the house.
I'm so glad that you live here. So he went into a garage, stole a rifle. The homeowner was also in the garage, shot at him with a pistol. God bless America. But somehow this guy manages to escape. He's got no shoes.
He did.
He's a barefoot
Also,
bandit.
he on his way to the Philippines to join his gang?
It's a
The barefoot
He's
peddlers or barefoot bandits? Sorry.
Honestly, I see the resemblance. He might be Filipino.
There they are.
Is that a case of beer you has? What is that? I mean, that's not a bad idea. I would have done that. If I were stealing shit, I definitely would have got some beer.
No, this is what happened, Paul. He was stealing it. He found out it was Bud Light. He got upset, brought it back.
He's like, I'm not gay. He's like, I love drinking, but I'm not gay.
He's like,
I ain't drinking no Bud Light.
All these guys, did you know everyone was after? They were shutting down schools because they were concerned that
Now, this is a CrossFit workout?
outside, you know.
What's that?
Yeah.
Is this a CrossFit workout? What's this one called?
Right. This boot camp. This is a boot camp. Yeah, this is a boot. They do this actually about a mile from my house every morning. This is a boot camp.
So you know why he was in prison? Are you familiar with his work?
Yeah, I am.
Right.
I am. He's.
I think he stabbed his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
He stabbed his girlfriend. It was like, you know, anytime there's a stabbing, it's like 38 times plus, right? Because like it's a lot of stabbings. It's a bad way to kill someone. But he's wanted in Brazil for murder as well.
Yeah. So I heard that he stabbed his girlfriend because she knew that he killed somebody in Brazil.
So hopefully he doesn't tell the next girlfriend that he killed his previous girlfriend, because then I'll have to stab her too.
It makes sense to me. If somebody
don't
said
tell
to me
people if you kill someone.
Absolutely.
Don't tell
if somebody said to me, I know that you killed someone in Brazil, I would look at him and say, we ain't Brazil, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have stabbed them.
Exactly. Well, I don't know.
It's like the area code law. You can cheat on your spouse if you're in a different area code. If you stab somebody in another country, that doesn't count. That's not a murder. Stop
But it's just like, if you kill somebody, man, why are you telling anybody about it?
I don't know.
Anybody about it. I mean, just live your life. Here you are in the States doing whatever you're doing. Yeah. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Another thing about this, by the way, let me just, I have a group chat thread with my neighbors, man. This morning, I was like, hey, guys, I'm going to be on the Eric and Rodney show this morning. If you want to check in around 10 o'clock, just wanted to let you know, right? Mm-hmm. A couple guys were like, all right, cool, liked it. Then everybody starts talking about this fucking bullshit. Like, the helicopters are in the sky. There's like, we have I heard a chopper over our neighbor's house. I'm like, guys, you're missing the point, the important thing. Eric and Rodney show.
So this guy not only kills somebody in Brazil, not only kills his ex-girlfriend, but most egregiously, he's costing us ratings. He's costing us ratings.
That's what I mean. The guy's a career criminal.
Jesus Christ.
Can I just say one more thing? Could you just throw him up one more time? I just want to make one more comment. He looks like an actor that I've seen in several movies. I can't think of his name, but he also looks like that little turd that did the Boston Marathon bombing. Remember him? Doesn't he look like him a little bit?
Yeah. Maybe that's
he was doing some hide and seek work.
Little brother. Yeah. He's their little brother. Maybe.
Where was he in 2013?
There were two brothers.
Yeah,
I think.
That's right.
One of them.
Maybe he was like an infant when that happened.
One of them was playing hide and seek, which we're undefeated at. So
hide and seek in a boat. Remember that? Yeah, that was good times. Well, do you want to do the gun story real quick, because I think this is vaguely interesting.
Okay. So there's finally some traction going on for mass shootings. It's the biggest and most ruthless gun control law. It's going to court. It's called Measure 114, and Oregon is very 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
I know Americans love their guns, but I read a bit of Measure 114, and I gotta say it's pretty reasonable. So like the gist of it is they're banning larger magazines, which means you have to reload before you kill more people, and you have to have a required permit, which means test if you're sane enough to own a gun. As someone non-American, this sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, the first thing I wrote down is the most extreme gun law in the United States would be the most lax gun law in every other country in the world. All they're asking, they say, listen, you need a permit And then we're banning magazines capable of holding 10 rounds. You're not hunting with a magazine that holds 10 rounds. These are weapons of human destruction, right? You're just doing this to kill people. So I think maybe just get a permit if you're going to kill a bunch of people. Is it too much to ask? Right.
And if exactly. And if
now here's my question.
If the magazine isn't big enough, just 3D print one that's bigger, for God's sake. I mean,
I have a question. Now, this is Kyle Rittenhouse buying something?
Yes, he's got to go defend a target in a state 3 states over them. So yeah.
Yeah, it's insanity.
So a lot of the
I think it sounds reasonable too, Rob, and I got to agree with you because I'm all about
this is in Oregon.
The right to own a weapon.
But you can do anything in Oregon, right? It's free for all.
In order to drive a car, you have to have somebody like watch you drive a car and can say, yeah, this guy can drive a car. All they're asking is that, all right, you show up. This is to get a permit. You have to demonstrate that you can lock, load, unload, fire, and store a firearm. Is that too much to ask? And then you can buy whatever the fuck you want. But they just, oh man. The NRA is smart though, because they know if they give an inch, we will take miles. So they're right to fight. I mean, listen, they're not wildly successful because they're stupid.
Well, they know. I mean, everything slowly progresses. You get a law like that, and then people worry you'll get a stricter law in another state, and then it's just kind of
Then all of a sudden you can't shoot up schools anymore. You can't shoot up malls. You can't shoot up churches. And then what is it? We fucking communist China?
Well, then you got to stab up schools, and if you stab up schools, you only kill like 3 people max. You're just running around.
You got to go in there with throwing stars. Show us
right, Chinese. Right.
Some real stuff. A bow dart gun.
Or like katana blades. You could slice up schools, but then maybe you get like 5 people instead of like 12 people. It's a better.
It's just not efficient.
Better scenario.
Not efficient. You need a magazine that holds 10 rounds. So every time something like this happens, gun sales skyrocket. And I don't know if you know this, but we don't necessarily need more guns in this country. There are 331 million Americans. Okay, 331 million Americans. There are 433 million guns on the streets. So there's a gun for every man, woman, and child, and then an extra gun too. Or like 3 of us have to share them. So we don't really need more guns. Also, no matter what laws we pass, there's still 433 million guns on the streets.
I like how they didn't just say there are 20% more guns than there are American people.
No, there's
120.5 guns per 100 people. I don't know. I don't know. I love statistics because you can just make them look however the fuck you want to make them look.
Mike has 4, but you used to be in the military.
Like how? What's the population of Yemen? What's the population of Yemen? I don't know. Just
haven't they been in a civil war for years?
They have.
Right.
This is a good point. We love drugs. We love guns. Like America, man, for a country that's founded in like religious values, we love some wild shit,
But we have to have something to repent for.
That's
true. That's true. We all do.
If you notice, whenever there's a story about Yemen, it's always like some kid in the street with a Kalashnikov. But like America still trumps it by like double that, and even then some.
This is why those zombie apocalypse movies, like they're so unrealistic. There's 120 guns for every 100 people. We're gonna fuck zombies up. Don't even try.
They don't stand a chance.
No, you got to go to England. All they have is like those fucking batons. Yeah, I was concerned about the neighbors that we have here, but Canada is pretty gunny too. So it's nice to know that our hat is also full of guns.
Canada's got more guns than I would have guessed. I always thought they were like a lot more strict about that, but there's a lot of hunting in Canada too. So
there is. Garrett's absolutely right. Pharmacists probably kill more people than guns.
Right. Sugar definitely kills more people. Sugar kills more people, but sugar does not mass kill people. Like you can't go into a school with a pound of
slowly kills you.
But it's a slow process. It's not as graphic.
We would rather it be slow than fast.
Yeah. Have you seen these little kids though? Sugar's definitely doing some fucking damage.
We would rather kill people slowly. Yeah. But you can't if you want to shoot up a school, you can't sugar up a school.
No, you can't sugar up a school.
That's true.
Right. That's a low and slow.
It would take slow death.
It would take way too long. You would have to be at that school for like 50 years with the same peers and get them to eat sugar.
Yeah.
On a large.
But it's effective on a larger scale because we need to get off school shootings because it's depressing me. But you only have one chance at a school shooting. If you're sugar, you can sugar up every school, and eventually your numbers are going to be huge.
You're right. Yes, you're right. At the end of the day, you're going to pile up some numbers.
Oh yeah. No, kids are fucking gigantic. So in the United States, Americans are trying to kill you because we have 120 guns per people. The fucking pharmacists are trying to kill us. Sugar's trying to kill us. It's a dangerous place, Robin. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. It's your
Don't even come and think about coming here.
No, it's horrifying.
Do we have some memes to cover? I want Paul to have a good laugh.
Memes. I'm gonna let's get off school shooting.
Meme walls.
Man, this has been a very dark episode of the Eric and Rodney.
It is.
A lot of murder, a lot of guns.
All right, do you want to go with
Stories
the
close to home.
I'll let you choose the order because I don't know how in the world to work this machine.
Okay, let's go first. Can everybody see this? So a cat was summoned for jury duty in Boston, and the court rejected his owner's appeal to disqualify him. So this guy named his cat Sal Esposito and then put him on the census. And then the court system came looking. So the owner said she called in and she wanted to get him dismissed because he was unable to speak and understand English, but it didn't work.
She sent in a
I feel
letter.
like that's
too,
the
right?
average American jury, though, right?
Well, hey, it's a jury. You get peers, man. Peers don't have to be people; they can be anything. And I think that cat's reasonable enough. It looks reasonable enough to listen to the evidence and
honestly
make a reasonable decision.
The jury system has no credibility anyway, so throw in some cats. Like, who gives a fuck? You know, like,
Yeah. Maybe you should have a few
agree.
animals on every
I think
12 people, a couple animals, a couple dogs.
I think the
couple
best
cats.
quote is the last one, right?
Bird.
And what if Sal the cat is asked to weigh in on a case? He'll probably do a meow for the answer. Anna said.
Meow. The jury system bothers me because I definitely don't want 12 amateurs listening to some shit they have no idea. Like, they're half paying attention. You know, they're missing work. They're getting $5 a day. These are not the people that I want my fate in the hands of. Is there a computer out there that can maybe do this?
I do
Well,
like how
like how
most states, almost every state, is got to be unanimous. I like that because some people pay attention and not, 50-50 in terms of political views and all that. When you look at people, right. It's like you really do have people listening, and there might just be that one person who's like, no, I don't think there's enough here, and they might be right. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it's better than
try to get 12 people to agree on anything, let alone
very
a murder
tough.
charge. Yeah,
very tough, right?
How is anyone in jail?
Especially with a cat. Yeah.
Think about that. How do people get convicted, right? Most people are convicted are definitely guilty. Right? It's like when you get 12 people to, I mean, there are some who aren't, but I mean, Christ, you did something.
Yeah. If Sal Esposito's on your jury, it's going to be a hung jury because no one's going to get an answer out of this cat. So it's just, you're fine. Just chill out.
Like if you went to prison unjustly for like 20 years, you definitely still did something. Like, you might not have did that thing, right? But it's like something happened. Where the jury was like, yeah,
that makes sense. All right, what else do we have? This
one's good.
This is pretty dark. So I don't know if you can read this, but so evidently someone asked this employee of the Gap for milk. He was a dick and said restaurants don't have milk. She retaliated with going, oh yeah, Denny's has milk. This place has milk. This place has milk. But then she went a step further and she went in and she bought his browsing history on the dark web for $40. And then he Googled affordable uncle hospice and cheap hospice for uncle 30 times. And she's saying, would you laugh at that the way you laughed at my milk? I mean, Jesus, this lady, and this is so true. This is a Hall of Fame hating level.
Yeah, she did a good job.
God, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't think looking up affordable hospice is that shitty of a thing to do. Like, you're dying. What do you need? Hospice?
But I did have a question about this.
Why does the guy say it's a why does the guy think the Gap's a restaurant?
Well, no. So No. So he works at the Gap. This lady was at the mall looking for a glass of milk. I don't know why you would go to the employee at the Gap to ask where the best place to get milk is. And he was like, fuck off, restaurants don't have milk. And then she lost her shit and did a deep dive into his dark web history.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I thought they were in the Gap when this happened. I'm like, what?
No, the Gap doesn't serve milk. No, he's totally right about that.
The other thing I thought, though, about him, right, is that I thought he was in a lot of movies. Penn Badgley. He's famous. What's he doing? Getting shirts at the Gap.
I know, that's a good point.
Right. And why does he need affordable? Why does he need affordable hospice if he's that famous?
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean,
he should be looking up high-end hospice, but
everyone needs a side gig, I guess. But listen, affordable hospice is expensive. You got to shop around, you know. And
Yeah,
and
that's
to his credit, he did 30 searches for like he's doing his research. You know,
But yeah. Well,
Why does he think Uncle Hospice is going to make it any more affordable? Like
that's a
than
great
just
point.
hospice
This
in
is
general.
this is
That's
why
a good
SEO
point.
is so difficult because I would
Yeah.
never guess if I was in hospice to
Right.
put uncle as a keyword.
Uncle.
what
Like
is
when you call like a hospice agency or whatever, they're like, now who's it for? And you're like, I got to really think about what I say here because this could really affect the pricing.
You
You're like,
think at Uncle Hospice, I go, listen, I need my this guy Paul needs to go in. He goes, well, do his siblings have children? I go, no. Well, he
Right,
goes, he's
right.
not an uncle.
well, I don't know.
He's not an uncle, so it's pretty affordable. It's pretty
Yeah.
affordable.
Here's
All right,
another
this
one you're
is-
going to love, Paul.
This is his performance. This guy's performance at the 2023 Chinese finger skateboarding competition.
This is with his fingers, Paul, not his legs. I can't even see he's blocking this view. Here's a question though: how do these guys have sponsors and we don't have a sponsor?
Oh man.
All those
And
stickers, sales.net.
It's a cruel world. I think that was
Nah,
a
he's
kick code,
doing
right?
I've seen enough.
Yeah, that was
man.
man. God, what an athlete, what a champion. I mean, this is really impressive. I don't know.
Is this a championship? I guess something like that.
Well,
it looks like
he's
there are
the
about
world
there are like
best.
9 people there besides the people
Yeah.
taking pictures, and
See,
those are like
somehow
his
they have
relatives.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is really odd.
I think you
Really
guys are
odd.
missing the point though. They have sponsors. That's where I was really.
Right. Somebody sponsored this.
They
Yeah.
have
Somebody
sponsors.
sponsored it.
There's a championship. This has 70,000, almost 71,000 likes. Like this is a thing. This is a thing people are into. I don't know.
Really?
I-
So that's not just his uncle who's going to be on hospice in 20 years videotaping him,
No,
and
it
that's
would've
No,
his
wait.
uncle's come.
I opened his profile. He has almost 200,000 followers. It's a thing.
Oh.
Real?
It's a
Oh
thing.
my god! But what about real
Wow.
skateboarding where you can get hurt, where it's cool, where it's
You
like you
don't
actually
think you
have
could
to
get
do
hurt?
this shit?
You don't think you could get
Yeah.
hurt here? What if you tore a
I'll take it back.
Chipped a
I'll
nail.
take it back,
I mean,
man.
stuff can go on here, Paul.
You blow
You're
out a
right,
knuckle,
yeah.
Go on.
never the same.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, that surface doesn't look too safe either. He's walking on. You could trip on that crack there
Yeah.
near his right
That's
shoe.
right.
And there are injuries. I mean, look at what happened to Aaron Rodgers. He just stepped backwards.
Yeah.
Achilles
You
is
never know
gone,
when an
so
injury is going to
you never-
strike. When this
But-
sport starts, because it seems to be that it's there's no scoring, right? It's all it's like judging. Who judges
Sure.
this? Who's
Are
the
you
authority?
serious? It's the moves that he's doing with his fingers, guys.
No,
Come
yeah,
on.
but like, who are the
Yeah.
authorities on the moves? Because
Right.
somebody,
And-
that's good and that's bad.
I can't take this. This is too much, guys.
And,
It's
and they're
obvious.
holding up the
Very good.
9.5. Like they're actually holding up the signs,
They're like,
judging this
Yeah.
shit. And I didn't even see him do anything that was like more than a 360. I don't think. Like he just did like one 360 and like went up. It's like, dude,
I would have
yeah,
been like,
you
do a
can't do like a
980
1080.
freestyle.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you
I mean,
can't.
do something, man.
He doesn't have
Because
the
you're not
finger
even
dexterity.
you're not even going to get hurt like a real skateboarder who tries
No,
to
there's-
do it and fucks up.
There's
I
very
mean,
little
you're
danger
just-
here.
He needs a helmet.
You might bend back a nail.
Wow.
Have you guys bent back fingernails recently? I
Yeah,
did it
that
twice in the
hurts.
last 2 days. Oh my fucking head, that hurt.
Ooh, Lord of mercy.
Damn.
That's tough stuff, friends.
It's true.
Mm.
He's probably got tough fingers.
Mm. Yeah, everyone's
That's-
happy about
yeah,
Aaron
that's-
Rodgers. What an idiot.
Oh,
What a big-
go Birds, baby.
Oh yeah, you're an Eagles fan.
Go
Oh, we
Birds.
we
Is
almost
that the
beat you.
Hawks?
I think we could have beat you if Mac Jones didn't suck.
If Mac
We-
Jones showed up.
We got very lucky to win that game. We got very lucky.
You
What's your
tried to
theory?
get
Are
it
we
back
waiting
to
for
us.
Mac Jones to? Are we waiting for Mac Jones to get good, or
Well, last year he had a
He
defensive
looked. I
coordinator.
thought he looked all right. I thought he looked all right Sunday. Thought he looked all right.
He looked all right, but you gave the ball back to us twice in the last 5 minutes, and we didn't do a goddamn
know.
thing with it. So how good could you possibly look?
Belichick fucked that up. He should have
Right.
punted. He should have
If he
punted.
Should have punted if he kicked the field goal earlier in the game. That last drive,
Yeah.
all we would have needed is 3. But
I agree. I agree because I'm thinking I'm like we're gonna lose this game, and then Belichick's conservative usually, and he's like I'm not gonna be conservative this time. Hey,
Ryan, the problem is, and this is coming from a Patriots fan, we don't have
Ryan's correct, man. This guy knows what he's talking about.
we don't have a varsity team. We are a JV team. So until we get varsity players, we got Judon. Judon's a varsity player. All right. Well, we only have 30 seconds left, so I don't think we can do another meme, but we're going to save. So, Paul, just so you know, your Wednesday slot is going to be dominated
Wednesday's child, Paul.
by hilarious Instagram memes and videos.
I appreciate it. I love these things, man. I love them.
That's great. All right. Well, we didn't sell anything today. We didn't pump anything out. We informed the United States. We entertained the United States. So listen,
We entertained the bright minds of the United States. Is what
that's
we
what
do.
Wednesdays are, entertaining the bright minds of the United States. We'll be back tomorrow with a guest who's going to be pushing some sort of agenda, I would imagine, as most of our guests do, except for Paul. He doesn't give a shit. You don't try to sell anything on this. You
Nope,
just
I
show
don't,
up
man.
with great hair and hilarity. All right.
All right.
Hold on. We want
Thank you.
one more football thing. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I've many things.
That's it, man. That's it. That's what he did. He fucked up.
He did fuck up.
Fuck
All right.
up.
We'll be back tomorrow, America. Goodbye.